My name's Larry Arata, and I'm from Havertown.
Okay.
My name's Larry Arata. I'm from Havertown, born and raised, been there my whole life. I played football at Harvard High School, was all Delco, went to Princeton University, studied politics, and I spent 20 years selling software, application software throughout the country and even internationally. During those 20 years, I always thought about, some of those thoughts I had as a senior at college was to become a teacher. And at every bump in my career, that those thoughts revisited me. And when my mom found out about 15 years ago that she was stage 4 cancer, she said, if that's what you always wanted to do, if that's what you always thought God wanted to do, you should do it, because none of us is guaranteed tomorrow. So I sat with my wife, who's here, and we talked about how we could take a $100,000 pay cut and spend another 20 grand or so to get my master's in education so I could become a public school teacher. And I wanted to be a public school teacher in Philadelphia, where we were needed the most. I benefited from an outstanding public school education in Hereford. I had great teachers who turned me in the right direction when I really wasn't going in the right direction in 8th and 9th grade. My teachers, my coaches made all the difference in my life. And I wanted to do that for my students and for my athletes. So for the last 15 years, I've been teaching history and English and coaching wrestling and football in the city of Philadelphia. And besides marrying Heather, it's the best decision I ever made in my life. I've been an active Democrat and an active environmentalist my whole adult life. When they were going to build in Chester, that awful incinerator, I was there with those residents campaigning against it. When we lost that campaign, I sat with Greg Vitale with the DER to make sure that they had a household collection program to make sure that toxics didn't get into that incinerator.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is my talent or sport?
Yes. What is your talent, or what sport do you play or love, or I don't care?
In high school, I played football, wrestled, and played lacrosse, and played baseball at Penfield.
Okay, pass the mic. That's a lot of sports.
I played football at Princeton.
Whoa.
Go Tigers.
That's right.
Thank you. Giving me a card. Giving me 2. That means, wait, we're going to stop, reset. You get 90 seconds.
Okay, thank you. So, as I was speaking before, I've been an environmental activist my whole life, so the environment's very important to me. When they were going to put in an ash dump on Township Line that borders Drexel Hill and Harvard Township, I spoke at the DER meeting against that terrible idea, and we like that giant food store and that shopping center there a lot better than a toxic ash dump. When they were going to overdevelop along the Springton Reservoir, our water source, I spoke at the DER meeting against that overdevelopment. So I've always been active in grassroots environmental movements here in Delaware County my entire adult life. I'm a public school teacher, so obviously I care a great deal about education. I helped the unionization process at Omni Charter. They're in the first year of that attempt. They persevered after I left, and they finally did unionize there, and I congratulate them. So I know how important it is to have the right to unionize and have a union to protect the quality of our education and our teachers. My wife and I lost our son, 23-year-old son, in December, on December 9th, to an overdose. And that's why I'm running for office, is because I formed, along with Heather, we formed Opioid Crisis Action Network to lobby organizations to do something about this issue. And we researched, we talked to doctors, we talked to drug addiction counselors, we talked to insurance executives at IBC, and we're still doing that. And the more and more we talked to these people, the more we learned, the more frustrated we got with the lip service that this issue is getting. And I intend to solve this issue and be part of a network that solves this issue as an activist, whether I win or not. So we need to solve this biggest health crisis that this nation has ever had. And we can do it together.
And I think you speak all of us when you say how incredibly sorry we are to hear about your son, and appreciate that you're here to talk about it.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you very much.
Turn it on.
We'll thank Indivisible, Mainline South, and the Marple Newtown Democrats for having us. Just an honor to be in front of you with all these great candidates. You'll see on our literature, it says taking back the House starts with us, and it really does. And this is going to be a Democratic seat, and we have to work together, no matter who wins, to make sure that this seat goes blue. We should not live in a country where someone who is addicted and goes into a treatment center gets turned away for treatment. or has to face a 7-day review every 7 days to justify his need for additional treatment. An addict, someone who's suffering from addiction, is not going to get cured with 7 days. But yet our healthcare system is demanding a 7-day review, and our counselors have to fight tooth and nail with the insurance companies to make sure they're covered. And if the insurance companies turn them down for coverage, they have to turn to our governments, and our local governments and our state governments are running out of funds for their treatment by April or May. So we're totally under budget, and this budget agreement, I voted no because it totally underfunded and gave lip service to this opioid solution. So we can work together and solve this solution that's killing 56,000 young people